Listen, we can't even sleep because things will be dropped in the middle of the night by an unknown fairy of gossip.
Fairy of gossip.
Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. We don't know where this audio came from, to be clear. You cannot make there was a voice memo that Justin Baldoni sent to Blake Lively.
TMZ is claiming it was from Baldoni. I think I saw. I will clarify, but go ahead.
And on both sides of this fight, they are claiming that this proves their point, which is the epitome of this Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively argument is both people bring evidence and both say, see, that proves my point.
Mm-hmm.
And this voice memo is long. Me and my ADHD were able to finally consume the 6.5 minutes in about an hour, slow and steady. Mm-hmm. The whole office had to listen. And I think I picked apart I think I took a clip that feels like it conveys both sides. So let us not delay anymore. Here is the audio that Justin Baldoni sent Blake Lively during the filming of It Ends With Us at 2 a.m. He does announce that it was at 2 a.m. that he sent it. And here we are.
Which is, I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with. It just pissed me off. Those that I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me. There's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. And so there's been no hesitancy with me sending you the final draft file. I am totally fine with that. The only reason I didn't send it today was because I was trying to implement and add your notes into my working draft, which is already like I'm all over that draft right now. So there's a whole bunch of new stars that are going to be collated pages. And I just haven't had a chance to send it to you, but there's no hesitancy. I'm happy to send it to you. And I'm sorry that has happened to you before. And I hope after this experience, there will be a new, I don't know. I hope it'll be healing in some way. 'Cause that's all I want. I want this movie to be healing. I want this movie to be commercial, just like you, and affect people and touch people. And I want to walk you through my whole plan and the work that we're doing with the domestic violence partner that we found, No More, and just my vision. And I just know that this can be really, really special, and it's going to be special. And you're the secret sauce, and we're the secret sauce. And anyways, I have so much more to say. I'm going to stop rambling because Jesus Christ, it's been 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So me. I'm sorry. You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob, and you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m. I hope you're feeling better, and give Ryan my love. Thank you for sending me that. It means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and your thoughts like that. And I can't wait to spend more time with you. Okay, I'm done cutting myself off. Good night.
It's a lot. And this is just 2 minutes of the 6.5 minute. I will say this, that I couldn't clip this in, is right away he mentions like, hey, if I screw up, I'm the type of person who would admit it. And my wife would be the first person to acknowledge, like to say that I am somebody who screws up a lot. And so like, I think there's some worth in mentioning that right away he mentions his wife. But then it gets like, there's an intimacy in it, you know? And I don't know for better or worse why.
I mean, the fact that it's at 2 a.m. and he's giving her a 6.5 minute audio, anything. LA people are weird.
They are weird.
They're a different breed than all the rest of us. So like maybe to them, this isn't that odd. But to me, I'm like, if I was some single chick And
It's
some
hot.
guy sent me this audio. I'd be like, you want all of me?
I would literally say, come over right now. I would pin him my location so quickly because his voice
I'm already naked.
He's doing secret hot voice. Like, it's a secret. And I want you, Blake. I want all of you. And I'd say, yup.
Yes.
And to counterpoint that, if I was a married man and my wife received that message from another man,
Good point.
I would be finding his location right away, too, for a different reason. So it's, oh, wow.
A different F word would happen.
God, it's wild.
It is. It's like, it's funny that both of them go, see, his camp is going. And that's why, like, they weren't officially knowing who was leaking it at the time. I don't know if you found that. What did TMZ say?
TMZ's wording says Justin Baldoni is following through on his vow to release all communications with Blake Lively, revealing a nearly 7-minute apology he sent her at 2 a.m. while they were working on the It Ends With Us script, which to me says that he leaked it. His people did.
So what's so funny is, and our office is split too. And the funny thing is, depending on which section I listen to, I'm split. He says a lot of the right things. He says a lot of the, hey, I screwed up. I'm so sorry in the past. You've been treated. You've been dismissed. There's obviously a past history of her not getting a say in things, you know. And then on the other side, it's like, then he sits here and he goes, I want you, Blake. I want all of you. And it's like, you can't say that.
At 2 a.m.
With like, did you have a couple
sex
voice, a couple drinks in you? Maybe.
Like, what is this? Like, maybe you've been up all night thinking about this, working on the script, because creatives are like late night people.
Yeah.
We get all of that. But there are just things that if you go and you go to her side, you go, what the hell? No wonder the very next, like, let's say the next day they filmed the dancing scene that we saw the footage of. I don't know that, but let's say that we did. Maybe that's why she was uncomfortable. She was like, I got this like 7-minute voicemail from this guy at 2 a.m. And now he told me we weren't kissing in this scene. It wasn't intimate. And now he's trying to kiss me. Like, so you can see why she goes, I'm uncomfortable. Then you go to his side and you go, I was messaging you because that I work really late into the night and I wanted to get all my thoughts out. I made sure to mention your kids, my wife, your husband, so you knew I wasn't trying to hit on you.
Yeah.
Like, their sides are so opposite. And as the individual parties, like, we all go, dang, if I was single, that'd be hot as hell.
Oh, hot as hell. Coming from a man who looks like Justin Baldoni.
Right.
I would be
naked.
I would be naked unless I had to find him first, and then I would be super
I'd still
naked.
be naked.
I'd be somewhat naked.
Running in these streets naked.
I would be tennis shoes on. Does that count as clothes? No, and like to Mike's point, I think this is like the real thing we have to hammer home, and like what one of the paths that like really has come true or really been pushed out and flushed out. If Ryan Reynolds heard this, if I heard this message from a woman to my husband, I would say, what is going on? This is, sorry, no.
This is weird. This is too much. Oh, I do. I think about if Jordan heard that.
Oh my God.
Even if I had, and it, like, you know, if she's going on the side of like, I had nothing to like do with this. Like I think every woman has been in that position where they've maybe like been hit on or someone takes like, hey, how are you doing? And hey, how are you doing way. You can sit on either side, but like takes it a totally different direction. And your significant other is like, what the hell was that? And then you feel weirdly like ashamed, like you've done something wrong, even though you haven't. Like, there are so many ways to take this.
And it's Hollywood. It's Hollywood, so we don't know it's always true. But there's been talk that even when he was with Scarlett Johansson, that Ryan Reynolds could maybe be a little bit of the jealous type.
Yeah.
So again, just that's all you need with that message.
And not only that, he has met his last 2 or 3 significant others on set.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you said maybe some blurred lines with the timelines. The timelines may have some overlapping. So for him, he sees red flags. Not only are these coworkers who have hot and heavy scenes together, now he's sending her these very intimate, very like, we are together, we are whatever.
We are a team. You know, I think that the 3 of us can come at this from a very unique perspective that most people I would say 99% of people listening to this cannot. We have interviewed Justin for a significant amount of time about the specific things that he's even talking about in this. And I know listening to that back, like we've been joking about like, oh, yeah, that's hot. Da, 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 da. I also know that when he interviewed with us, he talks like that. He talks in really long run-on sentences.
Yes.
Like doing an interview with him is fantastic because you get a ton of content.
Yeah.
But he speaks for a really long time and then catches himself and goes, oh my God, I'm sorry. I've been like talking for 5 minutes. And you're like, yeah, actually it's been like 7 minutes, but like, it's fine.
It's fine.
But that is how he talks.
That's
and he talks
true.
in kind of that, like that's his voice. He can't change his voice. Like he has a hot voice.
He has a hot
My husband has a
voice.
super hot voice. It's fantastic. Like, so I do think the three of us can come at it and going, well,
That is his personality.
That is how he talks.
And he mentions no more. He mentions what he wants to do. And it's what's so confusing. We talk about this all the time. I'm not going to pretend he's a bad guy. I don't know that. But good guys and bad guys can say the same thing. So this could be virtue signaling, or this could just be he's really passionate and he doesn't know. He's not a texter. He talks about this.
Right. Like he's not going to text about it. He wants to verbalize it.
He even said that earlier on in the clip, in the voice memo. He's like, I'm not used to this relationship of texting. I'm not good at it. I want to apologize. Like, and I know so many, my husband's like that. When we were dating, I had to accept the fact that he wasn't going to text me like other boys would. Like a lot of times the guys I was dating would text all day. And with Justin, I just was like, oh yeah, he's not going to text me like that. It's just not what he does.
Some people just don't communicate in the same way.
No, they don't need to be constantly talking. I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that feeling. But it's a lot, guys. And I just have to go back to the point of like, it's not anything unless you don't have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. It
And
all does boil back to that.
yeah, and I go, the fact that they both go, here's the smoking gun.
Right.
You go, I think they both would full on pass a lie detector test that they are the victim.
And I will say he is really receiving a lot of support in the comments for this particular message, because the other thing we got to remember, this wasn't, and again, this is according to what these people are replying to. I guess this was in reply to a text message he received from Blake at 1:50 in the morning. So he didn't drop a 2 a.m. message out of nowhere.
That is a lot of context.
That is a lot of context. And I will just say, based on the replies we're seeing, this poor man, he just wanted to keep peace and make his movie. This man is so emotionally intelligent. This man sounds like somebody who is wants to ensure that his movie has success. I'm with Justin Baldoni. He's not flirting at all. Yes, it's late, but she texted him 10 minutes prior. And so, he's getting a lot of support from at least the comment section of this message.
How do they know that she'd text him right before that? I didn't see that in any of these articles. In different articles, I guess the two that I read didn't show that. It shows that.
What's referenced here is that, because remember, we did get a lot of the text from her. They haven't put up the website yet, at least that I've seen, because they said they're going to put up a website so you can read all of the text.
Right.
But somewhere when this voicemail came out and then when they offered more context, they're saying he was responding to a text she just sent him.
Oh, okay,
so again,
got it.
Yeah.
That is a total, that actually changes my opinion of the whole thing, going from, it's a little creepy to, they were texting and he was like, this is a really long message. I'm just going to give you an audio message instead, because they were already communicating. It's not like coming in the middle of the night.
And it is true. Like, I'm not a voice memo person, but my friends that are send them constantly.
Jason Matheson loves a voice memo.
Yes. And it's funny. Like, it's just like, it's either you do it or you don't. And I have, friend group chats that we send voice audio. That's what we send.
Right. Huh. Well, that changes things for me a bit.
It does not change the fact, though, that the internet is still gunning for Blake Lively.
Oh my God, Brittany.
This article is so ridiculous. This lady came out
unhinged.
I think she's angry. That's all we know. She originally came out, I believe, on either YouTube or TikTok. Yeah, it was a TikTok post. You're right. Her name is Rossella Roago. She is 37. She's host of a popular YouTube Italian food series with Cooking with Nana. And she was also an extra on Gossip Girl. And she is claiming that when she was filming with Blake Lively on Gossip Girl, that, quote, Blake Lively would burp and fart in the middle of set and act like we were lucky to be smelling her farts. She was unpleasant to work with. I just don't know how else to say it. Like, this now we've hit a point, because there's a lot of moments where I'm like, listen, Blake, you're not coming off great. But this is one of those moments where I go, hey guys, this isn't a witch hunt. This is not Salem. This is not like, what do you mean? No, that's not a thing. Okay. And like, she shouldn't have to defend herself. In what world?
You can't. Well, one, you can't defend yourself.
You can't. Because if you do, you look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, so you did fart all the time?
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Are you okay?
Like, what?
And this could just be somebody who has got a YouTube show that they're looking to gain popularity on and just completely made this comment to pile on. And she has since deleted this.
Yeah.
So everything's been deleted since she posted this. But
Them attorneys got involved.
I guarantee you a lot of people Googled that cooking show after seeing this story.
You're an extra, so you're not on all the time. Maybe there was like one moment she made some joke or something. Like I could totally see it. They do these long hours. I'm sure there was like, could have been a joke. But like, come on. I get that as a society, there's this undertone of misogyny, but it's like, let's not go to a place of when she was 20 something filling Gossip Girl, she walked around farting on people.
And burping. Like, what? Like letting all the gas out and being like, you're welcome.
I don't believe this for a second. And I love this kind of stuff. But even this, I've gone to a place of, that didn't happen. Like, that did not happen.
I'm surprised your beloved Radar didn't do an article about it.
Oh, no. I was going to say, they're not only inaccurate, but they're also slow to the get up. So they'll be like 2 days later and they'll get this article. And that's on Radar Online.
That is just, I think this is my favorite because of like the whoever smelt it dealt it theory.
You can't deny it.
You remember in elementary school when you would, and then everybody would be like, Kendall, and I'd be like, I didn't do it. And then they'd be like, yes, you did.
As soon as you fight too hard. And that's like where I'm at. It's 2025. I'm 38 years old. If somebody was like, Brittany, you farted, I'd say, okay. Like, okay.
You would say, excuse me.
I would say, maybe.
You're honored to be smelling it.
You're so honored to be smelling it.
Oh, my God. Never. Deny till you die. Never. Never, never, never.
I just had the funniest moment with Gogo where I tooted in front of her and she goes, Mommy tooted? I was like, yeah. And she like lifts up her little butt and then she tooted. Like the idea of a 2-year-old forcing out a fart, and we both laughed like crazy. And I was like, it never gets not funny. Farting is never not funny.
Did you check that diaper afterwards though? Were you like, but girl, like, you can't trust the fart, you know?
I was like, absolutely. I was like, let me take a peek of that booty, girl.
Let me just take a peek there.
Back that A up.
Oh my gosh. Kids, I tell you.
Speaking of butt cracks.
Yeah, so Cardi B never, ever ceases to amaze me. People have weird things pierced, right? You're like, oh, you're that in your face, your nose, your wrist, your cheek. There were different things going on in the 2000s we don't even want to talk about.
Yeah.
But this one I have never heard of. She pierced her butt crack. Straight up. So she put out on X. She goes, so, I got my butt crack pierced. People immediately are like, prove it. Like, no. Like, that sounds terrible. She posts a picture. Her tattoo goes into her crack like a thong would. And underneath it, it's like an ear piercing. Like there's the double side, like a belly button ring.
It's a bar, yeah.
And so it comes out. And she's like, "Do I lie?" And like the most Cardi B message ever. A, queen, keep queening.
No,
B,
no.
Ow. Ow. Because there's not a lot of skin there. It's like your bone. It's your tailbone.
Like checking.
All I'm thinking is like,
your skin. Get some skin there.
Also, like, I mean, I get what it's for. Like, it's for somebody else. You know, like you ain't looking around. I mean, like, look at that new thing. Like, you can't even see it. Like, honestly, your head hard enough? No.
The way it looks is imagine like a bar with 2 diamonds on the end, like a curved C bar. It looks like she just placed it right in there, right in the booty crack. Because when you first said she pierced her booty crack, I was thinking like a way to the top of the crack, maybe like a ring that like held it together.
Nope.
And I was like, so this literally looks like she just shoved a little C ring in there and took a picture. I don't know why you're bragging about this. This is not the one, Cardi B.
She's a twerking queen.
So?
And won't this get hooked on things? Like, I feel like if you're twerking
Or like wearing.
and you're wearing the wrong thing,
Yeah.
you'll get wrapped up in that, and it's going to rip it right out. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
All I can think of is if I came home and my butt crack was pierced and my husband saw it.
Yeah. What's he going to say?
The face, the different shades of emotion that would hit his face in the 5 seconds that I would see him. First, it would be curiosity, shock, disgust, and then like more curiosity and like, so can I touch it? And like, I think he'd like it.
Okay. I just got an
I think
insight.
he'd like it.
I either got an insight into Jordan or the way that Kendall perceives Jordan to be.
I'm telling you. Should we call him?
Bigger question. You go home and he's got his butt pierced like that.
What's going to happen?
I'd be like, babe, what did you bet? Like, what did you bet on? And
lost
how
the
did
fantasy
you
league
lose
this
it?
year?
Right. Like, how did you lose it so bad?
Yeah, this
I
should
know
have
that
been.
man. No way. He would never. He would never.
I feel like this is not a turn on. This is so close to where you poop. I don't think we need more holes there.
I mean, it's high enough up. If you've got poop there, that's a situation. And that's all I'm going to say. And then I won't say the P word anymore for all of you driving right now or doing
Poop is
things.
the P word?
Yeah.
I've got a different P word in my Rolodex.
Do you care to describe?
No.
Okay.
But I love that for you. I don't think this is hot. I also am not a belly button piercing person. Like, I never got one. I don't think they're very hot either.
Oh, my belly button ring was hot as hell.
No,
Yes,
was
it
gross.
was.
They're gross.
No, they're not.
It's another place to collect things. It's in a place of like,
Collect things. What are you getting done in your belly button?
you want to understand how crevices work.
I'm sorry. As the one who had a belly button ring, I think I can speak for the process and tell you if you keep it clean,
I think you're too close.
you're fine.
You're too close to the problem. I'm
You're
sorry.
fine.
Like, you're too close to it. I'm sorry.
Brittany, just shower more. I don't know what to tell you. They're clean. Like,
No, they're not.
yes, they are.
I've heard too many stories about you to believe that thing was clean.
About me?
Yeah.
Well, that just got awkward. Sounds like you want to see me naked.
All right. Tell us this story, Mike.
Yeah, well, we've got certain stories. We've got boots on the ground. We've got beat reporters on them. And one of those are my wife. So Sarah Ganger sent me like 7 messages as I was driving in today because there's a new development when it comes to the Rachel Kirkconnell story. She, of course, is the one who recently split from Matt James. We've been talking about them yesterday and previously. She's going to be on the Call Her Daddy podcast today.
Dang.
So we're going to get some deets. We're going to get a little bit of tea. Now, I will say we were all speculating that maybe infidelity had something to do with it. Maybe he cheated. We don't know exactly what happened. While she was landing at the airport, either on her way to, I would assume on her way to do the podcast interview, she was grabbed by TMZ and was asked a whole bunch of questions. And she was very patient with them, answered what she could. And then right before they left, he's like, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Was there any infidelity with you and Matt? Like, what happened? And she said, no, absolutely not. Nothing like that.
Wow.
So maybe she's saving it for the podcast. Maybe we should have some more details after her appearance later today. But at least from this quick little TMZ paparazzi stroll, she said no, infidelity had nothing to do with the Matt James split.
I don't think she's going to say anything. That's like revelatory on this podcast.
No,
Why is she going on it?
But
I don't know.
They're going to tease that it's going to be absolutely amazing. But we'll do our due diligence. We'll get to the bottom of it for you.
It's just not her. It's not her style from the things that we've seen while she was a contestant on The Bachelor and since then too. To be very I don't think she's going to say anything too wild about her ex.
She's going to be pretty guarded, you're thinking.
Yeah, and I just think that she's going to be the type that's like, listen, no matter how I feel about him, I'm not going to disparage him to other people. But her eyes in those promos, they real poofy. Like, she's hurt. She's hurting.
Maybe she will come out for blood then.
Maybe. Who knows? I might know nothing. Hasn't been the first time.